Hello,
we know
internet.
that
There we
people are
go.
watching.
That's the problem with.
We should just start as soon as you should always give us a warning. I'm about to hit the button, and then we should just all start screaming. So every stream starts with all four of us going, ah! And then just in the middle of that.
Or halfway through.
And then switch
and
to the
that's why I
technical
don't brush
difficulty
my
screen.
teeth. Or do like half a clickbait.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
Even better. We'll take turns each week leading in with last part of some story.
And he said, I thought she was a nun.
Limitations, right?
Yeah.
Bunny.
Bunny,
No. No, Bunny.
Is the bunny out?
Yeah.
Yep, there he is.
Usually when the bunny's out, I don't have a background on. So
Epic stand.
I might put him away. Right now he's just trying to burrow into my sweatpants. So
Weekend at Bunnies.
Weekend at Bunnies.
Let's see. We did a lot of stuff last time.
Bunny.
I talked to Chris, the designer, about some of the stuff that was unclear on the party tab, and it was unclear because it's not done yet. This is still a game that is in beta test, play testing. But I got the main takeaway is when you do stuff, we'll change the coin, law, blood, piety, weird, and wild assets there. So helping the city authorities, even nominally illegally, buffs your law. Otherwise, you have to support the city quite vocally or consequentially. Piety is helping out the local cults and priesthoods in a way that matters. Weird is your reputation for being an odd sorceress or against important customs.
Hold on.
And wild is your reputation for siding with the beasts and living as they live. This last one includes busting shit up, making a mess, and acting in any animal-like way. So
yeah, that's me.
I think wild's gonna start going up. Do we want to? Well, let's go through what we did last time, and then maybe talk about bumping some of those one way or the other.
Sorry, Bunny. Bunny, not you.
Fun. We started off last time with a world scene. Ooh, cool. Where the leaders of Urabad, the keepers of the threshold, met in their cool cenote that had a bunch of old Atlantean runes in it. They meet occasionally to meet Urabad the Minotaur, who lives in the caves, who may or not be a person that gets occasionally turned into a monster for reasons. And instead of Urabad showing up, Donalith came out of the cenote water in a big ebony throne on a pile of skulls. They're throwing funeral discs into the water, and he caught one and crushed it. And he made the city leaders kneel to him because he has the heart of Rook, the death god. And then the ebony throne shatters and disappears in the shadow. Meanwhile, y'all just gotta show up in Urabad. Looks kind of like Venice or Bravos, full of Minotaur stuff. The big Minotaur Colossus. And we are about to have the Flood Festival when the moons come into conjunction. Y'all met up with Alara, the armorer, who is a friend of Ortuz primarily, and was in fact married to his brother, who is now dead, by the hand of someone we'll find out soon. There's a weird mood in the city. People have made weird proclamations like, there's nothing wrong, go ahead and enjoy the festival just like you always would, because there's nothing wrong. Solon did some monologuing to Ampix about what a chump Donalith is, which is great. They got harassed by Memeth Garabazini from the other city, Nimur. And there's a lot of good smack talk going on there. My friends say your sorcerer casts no shadow, the waters take you, all sorts of great stuff there. Your mama's so irrelevant to gods they don't even know your name. And then Ampix wound up taking one of their swords at one point, or they dropped them when they ran away because Ampix did some like wicked, monstrous deity shit, and Solon amplified that with turning him into a snake as an illusion, and they all ran away and dropped their ship. Um, yeah, then the city guard showed up, and y'all talked your way out of that. And the line I have written down was them telling Ertru not to do anything if something happened, and then Ertru saying, "All right, if any trouble breaks out, I won't help." So that'll be good. Hay hung out with the name Van the apprentice of the armor. They're good buds. They did some fooling around, and they discovered they had to move a bunch of stuff out of the armor shop because of the flood, which was predicted. It's a regular thing. And one of the things they found was a stack of dolphin skin that that Alara had bought from the pirate guys. Pirate captain name Borrigan, Captain Marley the Wraith Borrigan. And so Hay took Van out, gawked at the spectacle of the giant snake and whatnot, and then went off the shore to give the dolphin skin a proper burial. Yeah, they're the reason I don't have a family. And Alara and Ertru had a little heart-to-heart, talking about his brother and how he died by the hand of Rensha Vance, who is Captain Borkan's sword. And she made him promise not to avenge his brother because she didn't want the cycle of violence continuing. And Ertru had a lot of clarifications made about that.
Still a lot of confusion going on there.
Ending with her saying, "I think you know the right thing to do," and kissing him.
Ooh.
And I think that's a lot of the stuff we did last week. We have some wishes, some consequences for Ertu walking around with a giant sword and maybe causing trouble. Solon leaning more into beseeching, it says spirits, yeah, spirits, and Hay's relationship with them and more relationships in general. Octopus spirit between Hay and Ampix. What was that?
I think I see octopus. I see spirits, and they look like octopus.
Oh, okay.
And Ampix also sees them, and is the only one that believes me.
Nice. A wish that y'all had for yourselves is to remember your XP triggers on your character sheet.
I'd already forgotten. Thank you.
That's why I wrote it down. So everyone has their XP triggers below the hearts section there. Mark 1 XP when I can actually show that on the stream. Look at this. Where's the stream? There it is. No, that's the roll.
Where's the stream?
Where's the stream? There it is. And boom, hey, there's the character sheet everyone can see now. Great. So if we go down to the middle section here, everyone has different questions for XP stuff, and you get XP for doing these things. And they're all different for everyone because everyone is special and unique. Cool. So keep an eye on those. Yeah. There we go. Back to people. So keep an eye on those. Hey, playing with attention of wilds in the city more often. Same, and spending time with Solon and Ampix. I have Solon Ampix soft spot. And break timer. So let me settle a timer.
You need to break the timer? Just break
the timer
with a hammer.
So that's Ertu's job.
Timers!
Great. And I have a note that says Ampix still has +1 forward against sorcerers, but smells like rotten eggs to them. So if you come up against the sorcerer, you still got that to go.
That's what throws the sorcerers off.
Yeah.
They go,
what is that stench?
Oh, and something I didn't write down, but I wanted to remind y'all of in the upkeep section on the party. You bought some little things you can use, so you can increase the success band of a role that benefits from knowledge from your library or benefits from prowess with your training ground. So you've got basically masks to put on, or
Yeah.
keys to turn, or whatever they are. Cool.
So many toys in the chest to play with.
So many toys. I actually ran into Chris, the designer, at Origins this weekend. I got to talk to him a little bit about the game in person, face to face, which was cool. Yeah. And then, yeah, got a lot of good information about the stuff that is not on sheets. Cool. So it is the Flood Festival in Unabad. So the last things that happened were driving off the chumps and the city guard, doing the dolphin funeral, and having a little chat with Alara. I'm gonna say we are, the festival is in full swing. The flooding is occurring and the waters are rising. Even this is an island, like a volcanic, what do you call it? Atoll? No, that's not an atoll. No, your layer is on the atoll. This is just an island that has the center. The water is rising, even though it's caldera. That's the one. The water is rising, even though it's part of the ocean, and this is because of magic and moon conjunction stuff. And everyone's having a good time. There are the musicians everywhere. People are setting off little fireworks here and there. There are one of the things, I don't think it was a wish, but I think it was mentioned. So there's a play going on somewhere about telling the story of the different gods who they meet up when the moons get conjuncted and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's like ropes between all the buildings with streamers and flags and stuff. Little flags of like all the different gods that are being honored here in the city, and those gods for Urdabad
Except for
are
Smila.
That's Rook, the god of death, Zuz, the god of sex, and Enur, the god of harvest. And Smila is not represented because
no,
she doesn't like
sucks.
people. Yeah, she
Smila.
sucks. Smila, the god of destiny, shadows, and augury.
And sucking.
And
sucking. We have no destiny. We make our own.
Oh man, there needs to be a god of sucking, and like every time
Oh,
you
no.
fail a roll, you
does.
gain like a boon from the god of suck.
I think we all blame it on Smila every time a rule, or every time something in the fiction goes wrong.
I mean, you mark XP when you miss, so that's pretty much
That's true. That's
Shining
true.
on me today.
It's the goddess XP.
We should make it official that we get that XP because it's from the god of suck.
Yep. XP,
Very
goddess
good
of
at
suck.
failing what you were attempting. I bless you.
Great. Anything that y'all would want to do at the festival? In all the frivolity.
I think that it's pretty new for Hay, and Hay is just interested in human things.
Mhm.
So if anyone wants to introduce Hay to what humans do for festivals, I think that might be a fun start.
Drink. That's
I
what you do
wonder-
at festivals.
I feel like Solon wants to show the fireworks to them, but then starts thinking the fireworks aren't quite exciting enough,
Yes.
and contrives ways to bring chaos to that.
They are more exciting if you drink some first.
Oh no.
And I like that because it's efficient. We can do both at the same time. We can be drinking and watching fireworks.
Oh, I meant to after the little recap ask if we thought that any of our assets went up or down. Blood is basically how many people you kill. So if you want to make that go up, kill people.
Where are which tab are our assets?
That's in the party tab. So the
Party.
assets, the party tab.
Oh.
Yeah. So assets are coin, law, blood, piety, weird, and wild.
I feel like making the giant snake god appear in the middle of the square
Yeah.
might increase weird and or decrease piety.
Yeah, I think doing both is good because the guards were like, keep your god shit in the temple, man.
Oh no.
Does
so
that mess with
Okay.
law as well then?
So piety and weird are the ones that are balanced there. Law and wild are really the ones that go up and down for each other. So
Oh, so if we
Yeah.
did something wild, then
Yeah, or just like destroying shit or whatever.
We would
I-
never.
No, you would
we're
never.
good citizens of Rubad.
And coin goes up when you get treasure. Blood goes up when you kill people. Yeah, I
So
think
far,
I don't think there's
very.
any wild or law adjustments happening there. But yeah, the piety and weird is totally it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think as because the four of you were there when kind of the snake turned into a bunch of tiny snakes and slithered away.
Yes.
I think the four of you have and probably Van as well have a reputation for like being kind of weird. Like,
Yeah,
Oh no.
with the sorcery and with the Atlantean sword
yeah,
and
totally.
with making dolphin noises at people. I think.
And I
was
would
gonna say, I
imagine,
think-
even though it's not happened necessarily in game yet, but just with our backstories and stuff, and my whole in the conversation move or whatever, I would imagine I probably have somewhat of a reputation that's gone around as like maybe someone who has killed a bunch of people, or you don't mess with them or something.
And you have a bunch
They're
of
literally warning
oh,
you. Try
yeah,
not
you
to
have a
people.
curse marked, and that
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, our
that's kind
curses.
of Ted kind of follows you a little bit, and
Yeah.
Solon's got a couple curses there. So yeah, the sword has death follows from a distance out of view. Sorcerer has you bring a breath of change that unsettles ordinary people, and you change the minds of those around you and sow confusion. And Ampix, our vessel, has your god seems to be somewhere nearby with a disturbing sense of royalty. Odd bursts of divine power well up briefly around you occasionally. Your god seems to lurk behind every face you see. And
Not much going on.
Hey, our wolfling doesn't feel at home in their own skin.
Well, there's a shocker.
I mean,
Who
We
does?
saw that.
Cool. So you wanted people to show you human stuff, and Solon wanted to mess with fireworks.
yeah.
I definitely think I'm going to be getting alcohol for everybody and forcing it upon them. Not, here, festivals, fireworks, we must drink. It's not even a question. It's not like, would you like a drink? It's like, here's drink for you, drink for you, drink for you, drink for you. And then, hey, perhaps we can increase your. We've been practicing hand-in-hand to fighting. Now, this is a chance to increase your fighting while inebriated skills, because it's much more difficult.
Oh.
But it's a
Sure.
skill you should develop, because fights often break out while you're drunk.
They seem to increase in.
I'm definitely walking around the party or the festival with like a snake as a icebreaker.
Yeah, you're the snake guy.
Just trying to chat with people like, oh,
Ask
hey,
me about my snake.
how are you? So,
A little
Sweet
sticker,
snake.
ask me about my snake.
I'm probably not the only one though. Like a couple of us like pass each other like, oh, hey, yeah.
We're like, what up, Zuz? Yeah, Zuz.
Snake does a little nod.
Oh, it's the
and-
one day they don't have to keep it in
In their pants.
Hey,
the temple.
Zuz does expect great things from the people. Yeah.
So can
I-
Solon beseech the spirits to sort of zhuzh up the small fireworks display in front of
You
us?
certainly can. You absolutely can. So
Yeah.
let's see. Sorcerer. Yes. Oh, yeah. +1 with the spirits already. Great. So when you want to reach for power that's beyond you, call on the spirits in this case, which you share. Roll 2d6 plus the favor that you have with them. So what? Tell me more about what you are trying to do here.
Well, let's see. I think Solon is thinking that the fireworks he's seeing are both too small and too predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think there probably is something in the spirits of often using fire as a metaphor for the spirits themselves,
Mm-hmm.
that it has an incomprehensible life of its own and an unpredictability, and seeing fire just go like zoop, and down again.
Nice.
It's like unsettling to him in a way.
Let me just see something here. So the spirits are kind of the forces that are in opposition with death. So the spirits want to protect their sacred places in the city and in the wilds and change mortals to be uncanny. So that's not a bad choice.
Mhm.
You also can get favor from chaos.
That's where I was probably thinking it would go.
Right. So that'd be a 2d6 plus nothing if you want to do it that way.
Okay. I mean, oh, I see. Drawing on chaos instead of drawing on the spirit.
Yeah. The spirits would be, we might want to like
Turn
flavor
someone
it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really see. Yeah, this honestly feels more like chaos. So
Cool.
I will try 2d6 plus nothing.
So what does it look like when you do that?
Let's see. Like, have we done much about like physically how people draw on forces here? I guess not.
Yeah, I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I like the idea that that there is something in the world that is actively holding back the chaos at all times, and that the magic is physical but looks like sort of calming something down that's invisible in the air. And once that is done properly, it kind of darkens and something seems to rip through it.
Nice.
Like,
so you're like doing like mystic mumbo jumbo
yeah,
gestures and stuff?
yeah. And then smoke monster.
Nice. Cool. So that's just 2d6 straight up.
My apologies ahead of time. I don't feel good about this roll. Mila's gonna mess with me. Better. Okay. Rolling 2d6. 6.
That is the 6. Cool. On a miss. Mark XP. So well done there.
Hey, the god of suck blesses you.
And XP, goddess of suck. The on a miss, the force complicates your life.
I mean,
we'll say how.
Oh, I'm sorry, who says how?
Me.
Okay.
Oh no.
How can messing with fireworks go wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. So where are you when you're doing this?
Let's see. You know, I'm thinking maybe in front of one of the great temples.
Which one?
Let's see, which are the, so it can be anybody but Mila, basically.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, have we really done much with Anura yet?
I don't think so.
Well, let's see. I think Zuz would probably be the best choice.
Cool.
Just keep going in that vein. Leave Anura for later chaos.
I'm uploading a picture of the island that I'm kind of thinking of when I'm thinking of it. It's in the notes from play tab. It's Tin Can Island in Tonga.
Oh, sure.
It looks like this, only with entrances and a giant minotaur. Cool. So you're in front of the Temple of Zuz. Is it like, where is it in like the ring of the city? Like closer to the middle or closer to the like upper reaches outside?
I want to imagine that the whole island, the whole caldera, has kind of a tilt to it. So
yeah, it's kind of like
I was imagining the northern side being a little more built up somehow.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of the great temples are and
up there.
Government buildings are up there.
Nice.
Don't ever leave your cart unattended without the wheel locks on.
Yeah,
because it'll just
Yeah, cool. So I think as you're doing this, I think it's a little bit intoxicating for you. I think
Yeah.
the like the fireworks are starting to pop off a little bit more nearby you, and you kind of get into it. And you I think normally
James
when
Bond
you
brothers.
do something like this, you're besieging the forces, but you're still kind of maintaining like a perimeter on that
Oh,
barrier.
yeah.
And this time you're just like,
I feel like that's lesson one for anybody trying
Yeah.
chaos into things. Yeah.
It's not so much that you purposefully
Oh,
let it
no.
go,
Yeah.
but you're just like, these fireworks are fucking sweet. And like you can't physically see it, but you can kind of feel it, the rend widening.
I would bet too
And
that Solon is really trying to show, hey, like this is a great thing that humans do. Here we will
ooh,
see it at its
yeah.
best. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh yeah,
I think you're also trying to like. I think Hay was upset that there's no, because I think usually there's like a bubble ceremony after a funeral,
mm,
and was like, Hay was
Oh,
sad about that, and you're like, I got something better.
yeah.
On land, we use fire.
and I think what happens is
Oh,
let me take a
no.
look at your character.
Pretty sure Hay loves this though. Whatever's about to happen.
Whatever curse I'm about to get.
Yeah. Let's check there. I think three things are going to happen here.
All of them good.
You're going to mark a mood, and I think it's probably spellbound. But I could
Okay.
take argument for otherwise.
Party characters, spellbound, shocked, mocking, frenzied. Yeah, that just instinctively kind of works for.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I think you're also going to mark a curse here.
yeah, okay.
Because the but at first people are like, oh wow, these fireworks are great, and as more and more of them start going off, even probably where there weren't ones before, like people, like the excitement rises, but you can see I think the people who are like the revelers are like,
Yeah.
yay, this is the biggest firework display we've ever seen. Merchants, town guard, people in charge are probably like, who planned this?
Nobody
And
got a license for this.
I think the mood changes when some of the fireworks that have kind of drifted down, the embers have drifted down to the middle.
Yeah.
When they touch the water just, like, the flames just spread across the water as if there was like an oil slick on it. You don't see it, there's not an oil slick, but like the water has ignited from this. And I think when that happens, there's like a moment of like, yay, no. And
Never go full Cuyahoga.
the city kind of erupts into a bit of chaos there. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Oh, no. Except the
Hay is delighted.
I also think that unbeknownst to my compadres, when I got them all drinks, I got them the absolute strongest alcohol I could find that tastes the least strong.
Right.
Oh no.
And Hay loves sweets. It's like a thing that Hay never really got much of in the ocean.
Mm.
And so sweets are like this thing that Hay cannot get enough of.
I think there is
Yeah.
probably like there's like a sweet mead that's very good and doesn't taste super alcoholic, but it's like doubly alcoholic as most standard drinks are.
Oh no.
Nothing bad is going to happen this episode.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
We're all set to have a nice, normal, good time.
So,
And
it's a little bottle episode.
And I think as the flames spread, the music that's been playing from the bands and musicians around swells up even greater, kind of like
no.
in response to the flames almost.
Yeah, his party rocks.
And yeah, the Zuz is in Mortal Affairs in charge of songs, so there might be something to do with that.
Oh, and we're right in. Are we in front of Zuz's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you've provoked Zuz to maybe take a hand in something. We'll see.
Oh, no.
And Ampix definitely can kind of feel like, oh yeah, boy's coming out to play. And this is your guy, right? Yeah. Ampix can definitely feel feels his presence increasing as all that stuff goes on.
Oh no.
What do the rest of you want to do?
Everybody.
I do think after I suspect the alcohol has crept in a bit, then I reiterate my offer to Hayes. Like I think we need to do a little bit of drunken training now.
These streets are in chaos right now.
Are they, like it's official? Is it breaking out into like riot chaos?
Like people are screaming and running everywhere.
Oh, well, I promised the
You did
city
say you
guards I
wanted
wouldn't
more
help.
realistic conditions.
You did.
It's really hard for me not to help, but I told the city guards I would not help.
I mean,
yeah, we
to be,
promised not to help.
to be fair, you probably can't sword the fire out, but you can
Yeah,
try,
that's
I
true.
guess.
I mean, you don't know.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah,
Not with that
exactly. Swing it
And the fire isn't
fast enough.
like, I guess Hay is probably not, it's probably delighted with the fire as long as the fire's not really harming the water.
Yeah, right now it's just like burning on the
It's on
surface
top
of the
of
water.
it. I'm like, yeah, now nobody's gonna fuck with my people.
Oh, see,
Mhm.
I thought
Right.
like I thought it was like a flare. I didn't know it, like spread and stayed on fire.
Yeah, and nothing else has caught on fire yet, but the night is young.
Well, I mean, what are we gonna do?
Is it
Look,
night yet?
usually you use water on fire, but the fire's on the water, so I'm out of ideas.
No.
It's not hurting anybody.
How is Ampix reacting to all this?
Sorry, my internet keeps going in and out. So there's a fireworks display went out of control. There's a riot.
Yes, Solon
Yeah,
set the water
or-
on fire. Yeah.
Right.
And
And,
somehow attracted the attention of Zeus.
Uh,
So I have instead zuzzed up the fireworks instead of zhuzhing up the fireworks.
I don't know. I feel like I'm probably actually just taking a wait and see attitude. It's like, oh, okay. Like, let's see who's like abandoning their family to get themselves to safety, and who's like what secret affairs are coming out when like someone is helping someone who they shouldn't be. I'm like, oh, okay.
Truly
mean-
with the fabric of society and rebels is with the
Yeah.
I think as we're kind of waiting and seeing, the flood festival is still underway. The flood is still underway, and as it begins to rise past the point of where the shores are and over up to where the buildings are, that's when things start catching on fire.
Oh,
the fire is
That's
also
the reason.
rising.
Yeah, the fire is on top of the water, so yeah.
Great. So all the things that we had stored above the water line
Are in danger. They're not on fire yet, but
Keep them
the
from
shops
the
and
water.
homes, yeah, the shops and homes around the inner ring are
Mm,
definitely endangered right now.
good thing we don't live here.
Is there
Oh,
any like source of water near us of non-fiery water, like barrels or well or anything like that?
Probably because it's in the ocean, right? So there's got to
Said
be
we
fresh
wouldn't
water.
help.
I'm not. No, I got another idea. Not to help the city.
Promise.
I feel
oh.
I feel like may require Ness role for me to do what I want to do. That might surprise I'll make the roll and we'll see what I'll tell you what I'm doing depending on what happens with the roll.
Also, tell me what you're doing first, so we can trigger the roll.
Well, I'm gonna try to. I'm not worried about helping the city because it wouldn't help, but I am worried about protecting my friends.
Mhm.
So
Who
I'm
are
going
in
to.
the city.
I'm going to try and I'm just like I'm acting without alerting them for time sensitive. I'm going to try to douse them all with water so they'll be less flammable.
Okay, yeah. I think you can do that without rolling for sure. There definitely are freshwater. There's animals and whatnot. There's a trough you can probably pick up, and so yeah, you can easily douse them with water. And maybe a few people are like, oh, that's a great idea, and start a couple of them do that themselves.
And
but yeah,
I don't know if
you've
this
done
counts because I don't know what counts as world forces, but
Mhm.
that would that classify as defending my friends against world forces?
Oh, if it so. Let me see.
Either way, I'm doing it, isn't it?
I want to say yes. I just want to make sure I'm saying yes to the right thing. Did you defend your friends? Yeah, I think defending, whether it works or not, counts. So yeah, you're defending them from sorcery.
Yeah. I think they're all unexpectedly doused with large amounts of water suddenly. There, now you're less flammable.
And I think
you guys.
Which finally kind of gets me out of the daze of fire everywhere.
As you do that, I think Alara runs up to you and says, "Oh my God, you're safe. The city is about to burn. My shop is down there.
What can we do? Should I douse you with water?"
Sure. That won't stop my shop from burning down, though.
Okay, well, but I mean, that'll help us be less susceptible to burning if we go try to do. Is there anything we can do about your shop?
Well, normally I would say put it out, put the fires out, but the water seems to be on fire.
I have an idea.
I'm out of ideas there.
Hey has an idea.
Hey, what's up?
So I'm wondering if there are maybe some sea creatures in the caldera that might help encourage the flooding.
Ooh.
We can make the flood higher this year.
What kind of sea creatures are you thinking about?
Well, these are shallow waters, right?
Yeah, it's a harbor. Yeah.
I'm thinking some manta rays.
Okay. So you want to, are you beseeching forces here?
Yeah. I'm trying to do what I do well, but I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm just gonna try stuff.
Cool. You do have a favor with the spirits. So if you would like to try to
yeah, maybe the little octopi.
I
think I see some octopi riding some little manta rays around, and I'm like, guys, could you make it like, let's just make it all underwater.
Yeah. So
it doesn't burn down, it will damage the water. I don't know. I haven't thought it through.
Tell me,
or will I?
Tell me what it looks like when you're trying to talk to them or trying to encourage them somehow. Is it a verbal thing? Or are you just like communing?
I think that the spirits only respond to games. And so I think I am playing keep away with them. So I saw them drop one of their like they drop like weird like really too shiny like little pebbles. And so I saw one, I scooped one up and I ran with it up some stairs. And so I'm playing keep away with them, trying to get them to get they can only be in water, right? So they're hopefully making the water rise.
Cool. Great. So you're beseeching.
No time to explain, everybody.
You're beseeching the wild. It sounds like. So that's just gonna be 2 dice, straight up.
Okay. Sorry, I have to find the dice. They're on the safety tools.
2D plus 1.
Oh yeah, because you're beseeching the wilds. That's 2 dice plus 1. Sorry.
Sorry, just a moment while everything loads. $2D plus 1?
Yep.
All right, let's see. All
Hey.
It's a 9.
Nice.
All right. So a 9 is a measured success. So the force helped you within reason. I think within reason. I don't know that they can make the waters rise faster. I think what they can do with the keep away is like make the swirl around the water, so that if
Yeah, just like splashing it up.
and so that like it kind of splashes, which is splashing the things that have caught fire in the middle
We're
ring
just
there.
doing a little whirlpool action with the
And it's
flaming
also like
water.
concentrating the flaming water kind of near the middle, so it's not catching. There's a nice column of fire
Problem
underneath
solved.
the dramatic Minotaur statue in the middle, so that's very cool. And I think people stop their panicking and start their cheering again.
Very good flood year.
But the waters are still rising, but this is a normal thing.
And the normal flooding.
We are back
just
to the normal flooding.
Just the normal flooding. And
Uh,
I think it takes a little while for people to kind of like compose themselves and get back in their party mode, but it's not too long before they do. And it seems like the flaming water beneath the Colossus is just another cool thing that someone did.
It's part of the show. All part of the show.
Yeah, it's all part of the show.
Is that ever going to stop burning?
I think if that's asked in universe, someone probably just kind of shrugged.
I think, yeah, it seems like Solon is the person for this, since you're
Oh no.
tab there. Party. Yeah.
Famously responsible Solon.
I did nothing wrong.
So where is Solon while all this is happening?
I think after getting splashed with water, he's kind of trying to get the chaos back under control again.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's really moved from the front of the temple. I don't think he's really thinking of, oh, people will realize I did this.
Nice.
It's just like, oh, okay, too much chaos.
Too much chaos for Solon.
Yikes. That's a lot of chaos. I think you are able to get it back under control, and the flames do eventually go out. As you kind of like put the last on the little rift in reality, you notice that there, as you kind of come up, you notice there are a pair of people standing like between you and the temple,
Oh, no.
wearing robes with black hoods.
Oh no.
And they approach the city, or approach you, not the city.
Yeah.
I need a name.
Dave.
Dave.
Dave and Brian.
Dave.
I'm gonna steal from the vessels list here.
Cool.
There we go. I'll write them down somewhere. One of them approaches you and pulls back their hood. It's a woman. She's I don't know, probably mid-20s, bald, has a scar across her face here, and she looks at you and says, we watched you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was your doing?
I think if I, the player, were in this situation, I would run, but I think Solon is, of
Proud.
course, yes, his imperious ego is being spoken to.
Yep.
And
Finally, someone notices my greatness.
that might honestly be his line. Like,
Sorry.
I think he says something like, it's always nice when your work is recognized by the right people.
Yeah, and she like nods, and the other one comes forward and takes off their thing. They have like a dense curly hair and a like kind of like a pharaoh beard kind of.
Uh-huh.
And he
New friends.
he kind of like nods and says, so this was not the work of the gods.
And oh god, and I think Solon, yeah, I think there's like a short barking laugh and then he catches himself. And let's see, in world, are the gods the oldest forces, or are chaos and spirits older?
Yeah. Chaos, spirits, gods.
Okay.
Yeah. No, chaos, death, spirits, gods.
Thank you.
Roughly.
And so yeah, I think he's sort of got an air of putting on politeness, and yeah, he probably sounds like he's talking to confused children because he's kind of a dick. And it's just like, no, this was the chaos that underlay the world before the gods came about.
Actually, they kind of like look at each other and give each other a nod, and they say, then maybe you can help us. What are the rest of you all doing as the fires go out?
Sorry, trying to keep a
Besides
chewing cord.
drinking.
Getting drunk.
How does Hay react to that shit working really well?
I think it's really disturbing to Hay, because I think Hay really doesn't want the octopi to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And has never called on them before.
Yeah.
I think Hay runs to Ampix for comfort.
Nice.
And is like, did you see what happened?
I think Ampix is trying to get into the party spirit again. And be like it's all like it happened. You can't dwell on these things. Like
I think
this
you're
thing that
actually
happened.
kind of suffused with the spirit of Zuz, because I think maybe Zuz, or at least you believe Zuz probably had a hand in this as well.
Oh, so I know what you thought you saw, but it all goes back to the greatness of Zuz, the world serpent, who holds humanity in her coils.
I think Hay is kind of upset at this. But you said the squiggles were real.
Well, the squiggles, of course, are just an emanation. If you think about the way the snake moves and how an octopus is only just many snakes put together. They're all under Zuz's benevolent hood.
Same. It doesn't smell like farts like when you talk to Zuz.
Maybe Ampix, you're not trying to vex Hay, are you?
I think Hay is a little upset, but
do you want to hurt Hay emotionally here? In this case, intention is greater than effect. So
right. I'm gonna say yes, because I think my interest in getting secrets, I feel guilty that I didn't do anything now, and so I'm
taking it out on Hay.
Yeah. I was I should have helped people. That's what Zuz would have wanted for the greatness of humanity, but I didn't. I let other people take care of this, and
So it looks like you have 2 hearts with Hay. You can spend 1 or both. Then you will roll plus that number.
Poor Hay. I think that they.
When you want to hurt someone emotionally, spend 1 or more hearts. Yeah, I'll just do 1. It's just a minor.
I just think I lose my mind. That's all.
Yeah, that's 2d6 plus 1 for you then.
Yes, it's just some light gaslighting.
Routine.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
A 10, a monstrous success. So before we go into the monstrous success, Do we want to which one is it?
Make it even more monstrous.
Parton? No.
Nobody help him.
Yeah. Anyone want to spend a heart to bring that down to a reasonable success?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Wait,
Live
10
with
is
what
monstrous?
you did.
10 is monstrous.
So what's
Oh no, sorry. You're right. 11 is monstrous.
I was gonna say, 'cause I thought
okay.
8, 9, and 10
Yeah,
were
I
the
was
three.
thinking
Oh, I
regular
forgot.
bands.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Brindlewood.
Yeah, normally the things are this one shifted up one. Yes, you're correct. Thank you for pulling that out. So you are a measured success then. So you don't devastate them. So let's see, you roll that on a measured success. You get to them and they retort. Each of you marks one mood.
Great.
But they choose two. So they can give you what they think you want. They can fail to retort, in which case you don't mark a mood, or they can create an opening, which means your friends roll with +1 when acting on it. Probably against them, so probably not what you want.
Yeah.
They choose to. Okay, so Hay is choosing 2 from that list, it sounds like.
Where are we?
It's on the moves tab under Vex, near the lower right.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I forgot we had moves. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, each of you are gonna mark a mood.
Hey, sorry. A bunny is just Ampersand just ripped up my soda can. Bunny!
I think there is grass in here.
Chaos. Get me out of it at least. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I need a moment.
Actually, we are at the top of the hour, so let's do our first 5-minute break here while we're cleaning up the bunny's bill.
The bunny just totally
Excellent.
dumped my book.
Chaos Bunny.
Yeah.
So we'll see you all in 5. Alrighty. Almost everyone's in the right place. I hope no one's
Where's my list?
What a fool believes.
all right. Nope, that's not it.
I almost forwarded you a TikTok, Heath, of somebody who on a whim decided to create the backing track for What a Fool Believes.
That might be the TikTok I was trying to duet just before we started this stream.
Perfect. Glad it found its way
Nice.
to you. Yeah, somebody just played a random synth pad and was
That's
like,
the one.
wait a minute. I know
I
this
have that
sound.
saved to duet. I was trying to duet it before this stream, but for whatever reason, hooking these headphones up with this adapter to my phone made the audio was all out of sync, and I couldn't get it to sync up. And so it's like, well, time to start stream. I'll focus that later.
Always the audio.
Yeah, always.
Cool. So Epics had just vexed Hey. So first off, you're each going to mark a mood.
Okay. And so we should just pick one that seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Or unappropriate if you just want to increase the chaos.
A shame. That sounds right.
I think I can't tell if I'm going to be despairing or bewildered. I think I'll be bewildered. Like I'm not really sure what's real.
Nice. And then Hey is going to pick two from that list. So Hey is going to give Ampix what they think he wants, not retort, which means that he will not mark a mood, or create an opening that you can get a +1 for acting on it somehow.
So I'll fail to retort, which means they don't mark a mood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Ampics don't mark a mood.
Okay.
And
So you
then-
can not mark ashamed.
I'm trying to figure out what I think you want and to give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think Ampix wants here?
I mean, I think
Well-
it's all like high on this God stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think he wants you to convert?
God, I think he does. Ugh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's always been trying to get me to come to services. And I think I say, okay, I'll take you up on going to your next service. This is really at the root of these things.
Questioning your reality so much, you got to go find God. One of them, anyway.
Yeah.
I just say, yeah.
I agree to go to like whatever next ritual he wants to do.
Oh no.
Yeah. I like no Peter is playing a jerk, but does not feel like a jerk. I don't mean to be playing a jerk, but I feel like a jerk as a player. But yeah, no, this seems right. Yeah.
Fine. I mean, Hay is like kind of is like the sweet kid, but also is like dips over boats for fun. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of amoral.
Yeah.
We all have our problems. Or two just stops conversations sometimes.
Sometimes I just kill a dude. You know,
Yeah.
He's the sweetest, actually.
So
Only
long,
when they
10 out of
need
10
killing.
no notes.
Speaking, so Ertu, how drunk are you?
I don't think I'm very drunk, because I think I probably have the highest alcohol tolerance. And it's
In
still
the
early in the
city.
evening, so I feel like we're all probably like only like one drink in, given super strong drinks. So I feel like
So,
I'm slightly
when s-
happy, but
When someone pushes you from behind, gives you a shove, how do you react?
I think I would just I would stop like a solid brick wall, and then slowly turn around and be like, problem.
And were you there when the little street fight was brewing, or did you show up after?
I think
the
I
other
showed
guys
up
left.
after. I think I was off with Alara while they were in the meat of it anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, I
so,
think I just showed up because I showed up right when the big snake
Oh,
was there, and
yeah.
I was like, "What's going on? What's happening? Are we fighting a snake? What is?"
Nice. Yeah. So there is someone who is actually quite drunk, and he is holding a sword by his side, and you don't recognize him, but he kind of like gets up in your face, and he's like, "You're friends with that fucking wizard or monster demon, right?
Which one?
The snake guy."
There are many followers of. If you're Zuz, is Zuz the snake guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There are many followers of Zuz.
tries to give you a shove again. He's like, "You know who I'm talking about. Your buddies you've been balling around with."
I mean, I am pals with my buddies, but that's kind of a given. Do you have a point?
Yeah. And he raises the tip of his sword, and kind of weaving a little bit back and forth. But like, I don't see him around now.
Nope, you're right. They are not around now. What you make no points. What is? Are you just like stating obvious things? Hey, look at you. You're ugly.
Yeah, I guess it is obvious that you're a coward.
Is it I think I can just end this conversation, can't I?
You sure can. Ooh. So
Actually, we get to see it.
when not in combat without rolling, you may just kill one mortal NPC who's within arm's reach. He definitely is. If any other NPCs are around, this likely starts combat immediately. So tell me how you cut Mimith Garabinzi of the Nimur Garabinzis down.
So he's got his sword outstretched at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just standing like a brick wall. There's a whooshing sound. And then suddenly my arm is over here. And he's probably like, when did that get there? As a, like his head and one shoulder kind of slide off of his torso.
Nice. This makes people scream all around you. And run. Do you do anything afterwards?
Oh no.
I think, this is so nothing to Urtu. He's like, doesn't understand why everybody's screaming and running. And so he's like, I think at that point, he's trying to kind of like calm, like, no, it's fine. He had a sword and he was going to stack. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. This was just, he was going to try and kill me. I took care. Don't worry. You're not in danger. He's just like, almost like, when children get scared at something, you're like, just calm down. There's nothing to be scared about here.
Cool.
Trying to explain it. Like, what?
And I think through again the crowd that is kind of running away, I think it's the same town guards from last time who were like, "We're not going to have a fucking problem, right?" Oh, we are definitely having a fucking problem. Where's Hay when these things are happening? Talking to Ampix, I guess.
I think I'm starting to slink away from Ampix, but for no reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Hay's just starting to like follow things that are like shiny and distracting.
You do see a bunch of people running away from something. That might be interesting.
Yeah, so I run towards whatever they're running away from. I think there might be more fireworks, so I'm excited.
Yeah, there might be. I think that means you run up behind the there's
Do I catch the guy's head as it falls off?
he's just kind of like a pile in front of Urtu, and between you and Urtu are
I
four
think I say you
town
started
guards.
practice without me.
He drew a sword on me and was drunk, and I saw where it was going, so I just thought I would prevent any possible collateral bloodshed by ending it quickly.
Fair, you never let anybody fight you.
And the guards kind of like try to position themselves around you. They have they're kind of like spears, boat hooks. Are they bill hooks? Is that what they are?
Are those things that like go around people's heads to like carry them off?
They're like spears, but they have like this kind of like boat hook curve thing on the end of them. No, it's not a bill hook. What is it? Kinds of long polar. And they are just like.
Whoa.
You still have your big sword out?
No, I mean, I think as soon as I was done with the job, I would stuck it back on my back because, I mean, I'm not aware of, unless I didn't think there's any other danger going on, right? He was the only aggressor I knew of, correctly?
You were like trying to calm everybody down, so you're probably
yeah.
Are they grease arms? Ooh, so many pole arms. Oh yeah, pruning hook. They have pruning hooks on. It's like a boat hook. Yeah, so they are just like, you put your weapons down and come with us.
Okay, look, that was self-defense. Is self-defense not allowed in the city? I'm just supposed to let a man kill me? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
And I think from between two of them, there's another guy walks, and he has a sword, not a polearm, and he clearly looks to be like he's in charge of these guys, some captain of the guard or something, and keeping his distance from you, like probably standing just in front of the guys with the spears. He's like, we were warned about you, and we've been keeping an eye on you, and we knew it was just a matter of time before that thing brought death to this place.
If I had not used my thing, I would be the one who is dead right now. If someone put a sword,
that boy could do anything against you?
If I didn't defend myself, sure. If I stood there like a tree. Look, I have no problems with you people. I don't want to hurt any of you. I defended myself. It's over.
Then give up your weapon and come with us.
Oh, that doesn't happen.
Oh no.
Why did they start talking to him?
Go for it.
I'm just reading to make sure I know I'm doing it.
He is a bit out of reach, so you might have to do something besides that. But
no, I was looking at the I am magnificent move.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so sure, let's try the I am magnificent move.
Cool. How are you using your impressive physicality to inspire or dismay your enemies?
I, reach my very largely muscled right arm up with the hand resting on the hilt. And I was like, right now, Swordy is asleep. You don't want to wake Swordy up. When Swordy's asleep, I'm happy, you're happy, we're all happy. We can enjoy the Flood Festival. I'll even buy you all a drink. All we got to do is go our separate ways. Because that was self-defense. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm not here to start trouble. In fact, I'm your best friend in this city because I can stop trouble. Now, if we cannot come to an agreeable conclusion to this conversation, then Swordy will have to come out to play. And I don't think anybody wants to play with Swordy. You saw what happened to this man. This is not a threat. I'm not threatening you. I'm merely telling you the possible scenarios that Smila has laid out for us. goddess of destiny. Is goddess or God?
Yeah, I think it's goddess, right?
Goddess of destiny. There's two possible destinies in front of you. One, Sortie stays asleep. I buy you all sweet meads. We enjoy the Flood Festival. Two, you keep yelling and you wake Sortie up. And then lots of limbs go flying, and that's not fun. It makes people scream. No one has a good time at the festival. They go home and they talk for days about what a crap festival it was and didn't have a good time. Nobody wants that, do they?
So what's your approach?
Oh yeah, I got to pick approach. Let me double check my approaches.
It sounds blunt to me, but
Interesting, because that was not neither of the two I was considering.
you're
I
saying, like,
thought,
saying,
I thought, well,
this
I
is
thought,
just what's going to happen.
I thought it could be muscular, but I kind of felt it was more passionate because I was kind of applying the a bit of the insanity edge that follows me everywhere, with the sort of
Nice.
like the Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon movies,
Right.
Oh, sure.
I'm like, you want to play? You don't want to play with this.
Or Mel Gibson at a traffic stop.
Oh no,
true.
but less anti, less racist and bigoted.
Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Great.
Walk around
So
and find out.
that sounds like it is 2 dice plus 2.
What's happening here? Wait a minute. Oh, that's what's happening. That's the wrong field. Two dice plus 2. Let's see what happens.
Monstrous
7.
A
Oh, no.
7. Oh no. So a 7 is a miss.
XP.
Yay!
Hey, you're there. Would you like to hearten or two
Yeah. Yeah. I
to
wanna
bump it up to a measured success?
Yeah. Tell me how heartening works again.
So on the moves tab there, when you seek to aid a friend after they have made a move, describe how you endanger yourself for their sake. Then you spend 1 or more of the hearts you have from them, and they change their result up or down by that amount. Regardless
Quick
of the result,
question.
you may be now in danger.
Does that do I still get an XP for miss regardless, or like if they bump it up, does it not count as
If
missing?
they bump it up, it's not a miss. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I wasn't sure of the mechanic there.
Yeah, I think the one that is a little far away, I go grab
Oh, no.
his hand. And I go, and I'm like, look it. And I'm like trying to show, I'm like, the fire, it's not a normal color of a fire. I'm bringing him closer to her two, within
Cool.
range.
And you're endangering yourself by putting yourself in harm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of
the. Cool. So yeah, spend your heart if you want to bump them up.
I am just like, yeah, just trying to get the festivities back up and moving.
Nice. Cool. So spend that heart.
My heart's away.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a measured success, you look amazing. Describe how. Your enemy marks 1 mood, and you get 2 hearts from them. And you and your allies take +1 to act against them. Great. Describe how you look amazing.
Well, first off, I just fucking look amazing. Have you seen
Yeah.
me? And I've got this, like, there's just a look that's like almost entrancing. It's like almost like if Jason Momoa was looking at you and you weren't sure if he was trying to have sex with you or kill you. It's like it's like I mean, insanity, but some passion there, and you're like, I'm attracted, I'm scared, I feel a lot of things right now, and they're not sure, but they're like, do I hear that sword humming? Because it sounds almost like it's pretty musical hum. It's like a scary sound that's also pleasant. I have so many feelings right now. It's a confusing thing when I'm magnificent.
Nice. Cool. So give some hearts to you. So I think I think whether they are told or not, I think all the guards kind of like are giving each other's looks, and they look to the captain, and like a couple of them just like lower their arms to the ground. One sort of pulls it back up, and like just looking like, what the fuck do we do?
So I put 2 hearts with city guards under there.
So they they mark a mood so that those guards are taken out. They're not interested in fighting. I think the captain of the guard is not taken out, but probably not going to do too much to mess with you. You get 2 hearts from them. So yeah, so you'll mark 2 hearts with the his name is Estan, the captain of the guard, captain of the Urabard guard.
Hey, that's my brother's name, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Then give me a different name.
I mean, how do you care if it's the same? Maybe we can bond over that.
His name is Shamas, Shamas. I just pulled it off of the sword playbook.
Gotcha. And the nature of our relationship is, how would you describe it? Is he?
Good question. Let me see what
is it purely scared of me, or some respect, or I'm not sure what the nature would be.
So I'm going to give him a couple moods here, and the one is going to be
obsessed.
Desperate, melancholy, shocked, spellbound, foolhardy. I think I think you probably tempered his. I think you probably hit his furious. And yeah, one of the things he wants to do is escalate the situation dangerously. So I think you might keep your hearts with him for now. It might be with the city guard, depending on how this goes. And I think what he does is, like, when he sees his men putting their swords down, and the one with, like, he's like, oh, I'm letting Hay lead me away. This kid wants me for something. I think when he sees his men doing that,
after question.
Yeah,
what
he
is
like
metal sword? Is that
he does like the steam out of the ears, just like,
oh, do you have to use your sword?
big red cheeks, and he just like bellows at them and said, "You, I knew I shouldn't have impressed people into the guard just for the festival. You're these are folks who were just newly like deputized to fill in some ranks." And yeah, he has his sword out, and he takes his sword out, and he says, "Watch and learn."
Oh,
and he
no.
raises his sword like to your, pointing at your throat, and takes a step forward and says, "Drop your weapon and obey the law. Come with me." And the soldiers are just like, whoa. Oh fuck, I'm not on cleanup duty.
Look, you'll have to understand that there's many stupid things I may do in the name of Urtu, but Urtu's going to do what Urtu does.
Urtu do what Urtu
Which
do.
in this case, he literally has a move called Devil May Care, when you do something dangerous and show a cavalier disregard for your own safety.
Yeah. You'll roll +1. Is there a move you'd like to do with that +1?
I mean, I imagine. Oh, you know what he's going to try to do? This will be more interesting. Never mind. Still Devil May Care, trying to disarm him. Like,
Mm.
you know, he got my hand on my hilt, but instead of like drawing him to attack it, I'm gonna like surprise him with maybe like a kick to the sword, trying to kick that out the way when it, of course, that could cause, you know, injury to me if I fuck it up, etc. So
Nice.
Or monstrous success could be like the
Yeah.
sword goes up.
Or I kick
Yeah.
his hand off. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen here.
This sounds like Clash. When you're battling an enemy. I
Sure.
think in this case, since you're trying to disarm him,
Mhm.
we'll say that could be a +1 or -1, depending on what you want to do with it.
Okay. Do I pick an approach as usual?
Yeah, let's pick an approach.
Because I feel like it has to be daring. I don't really know. I
Cool.
mean, that feels like I don't know what else that would be really.
All right. So you are going to be rolling 2 dice +2, and you can add or -1 depending on what you want to happen here.
Oh,
All right. Well, let's see what happens.
Because you said you're like going to try and disarm him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't need to do shit.
Okay, that's a 9. So in fact, you couldn't do shit.
Right, exactly. Well, I could have. No, you're right. There's nothing I could do. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
which I take it.
Right in the middle. Cool. So on a measured success, pick 2. So you are going to do moods to each other by default. Pick 2, take -1 mood, inflict grievous harm +1 mood, take something from the enemy, create an opening for your friends, or force the enemy where you want them.
So I feel like just because of the nature of the situation and what I was doing, I think I have to take something from the enemy, because that's just would feel dumb not to do that when I was trying to disarm him. And then, so by default, I'm taking a mood, right? So
Right.
if I take -1 move, basically, then I would disarm him and not take a mood.
Yeah.
Then that's what we'll do.
Cool. And he will take a mood, which will put him out of commission here.
Cool as a cucumber.
And kick his melancholy mood off, I think. So tell me what that looks like.
So, I think I just smile at him, kind of laugh, and then release my grip on my sword, and whoop-ah, kick his sword, and it like flips up in the air, and I reach up and grab it with my other hand, and then break it over my knee.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And then just keep it in my hand and be like, "There'll be no fighting at the Flood Festival, sir."
I think. Oh, I think what this might look like is he just kind of throws himself at you, and like he like it's like a baby trying to fight someone.
Oh no.
He's just like, and like after it's like for a while, and you just go, come on, man. He's like exhausted, and one of the soldiers is just like, there's nothing we can do here. Let's just go. And they lead him. They lead the captain of the guard away.
Offer's still open to buy you a drink.
So I think you still get the 2 hearts with him. That's great.
So they are going to be with the guy.
Yeah.
The
So
captain?
that means that you have influence over him.
Right.
I'll
put nature of the relationship has spared his life.
That's a good one. Yeah. Epics, what are you up to while this is happening?
I think I did not notice at first when Hay wandered away. I was just like going for a really hard sell.
Still talking to me.
Yeah, it was like, oh, and that's of course, you know, like you think about the harmony of the seas and how everything is connected, and then kind of like looks around and be like, okay, there's no one here. I'm just here like with my snake and an amphora of wine. And then I'm going to just try to skulk my way to the Temple of Zuz. Or what are the other temples here? It's Zuz. It's not Smilla.
Yeah, most of them have like a temple probably though. Like, there probably is a temple of Smilla. They just don't have a strong presence in there.
Mhm.
But the primary ones are the other three. Besides, there's Zug, not Zug,
Zuz,
Rook,
Rook, and Anor. Oh,
Rook, Zuz, and Enor. Yeah.
okay. Well, then I'm going to head to the Rook temple to check in
Nice.
on the priests.
Yeah. What does the Rook Temple look like? What is it like? What's the tenor there?
What is Rook is death, cats, boundaries, gates. Well, it's either just like an imposing single piece of stone that has one door in it, or it's like an imposing piece of stone that has like many doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So like, okay, not quite as horrible as like the Junji Ito, the the mountain where there's the shapes of
Yeah.
people's bodies,
Right.
but something like that. So it's like
Mhm.
it's carved out of stone. There's like a bunch of human shaped and like kind of generously so people can get in actually. But
Right.
it's a lot of that. Yeah.
And what are the like? What is it like when you go inside and see the priest? Like, what's the mood there?
Well, most everyone is at the flood festival. It's like, god of death, but like,
Yeah.
there's no god of abstinence here. And especially this being the time when Rook and Zuz would have their conjugal visit.
Normally be meeting. Yeah.
Missing their date.
Yeah. So people are at the party. Except there's always a few people, like maybe like some really low level intern whose job is to like carve names onto rocks.
Acolyte.
Yeah. That's a good term. Yeah. So there's like some acolytes who transgressed or or otherwise get the the terrible overnight shift of like carving the names. Yeah, they get the names of people who are dying to carve into the rocks for the memory stones.
Yeah.
So typical thing, there's like some guy who's just like sweeping up the rock dust.
Nice.
Just like two or three of them, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other two are just kind of like doing their business, but one is doing their business and looking just like despondent.
Yes, I skulk over to that one. Yes, I would say all my movements here are skulking.
Yes.
Or sinuous, let's say. And like with my amphora and snake, sit down next to that one on his stone bench and wordlessly offer the amphora.
And what's your intention with offering the Ephora?
Just to get them talking. Get any secrets about Rook or the observance.
Is there a significance to that someone outside of your temple would know?
Oh, like is there a particularly? Oh well, I mean, Ziz is peripatetic. Has friends in many cults. And so, do you mean like, is there a particular ritual significance?
Yeah, like
or...
if a priest of Ziz came up to you on the street and was like, Amphora, what would that mean to the average person?
Well, I think to the average person, it would just mean like, that this person was about that the priest was about to launch into a spiel. It's like, do you have a minute for Zuz? Have you heard the hissing news? I think Zuz. I think what's my name? Apex is not doing that with this person, and maybe we'll make like a little Rookian gesture of like, passage over to the other side.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, and he returns the gesture, probably like if yours is kind of like sending, his is like, oh yeah, Rook receives your offering.
Oh,
And he just kind of nods at you and says, Naba. This is his name.
oh.
Their name.
It's a good night to be inside, I think. A good flood festival to be inside.
Oh, God.
I'm not. You're right. I'm not in the mood for festivities.
Or giant fires.
Giant fires.
Oh, I mean that's what I mean. Better to be in here. Keeping cool, or warm. You know, comfortable. Yeah. I have this idea that Ampix is not a cool customer. What are my approaches? Like Imperial?
Yeah.
No.
Imperious. Delirious, imperious, insightful, nurturing, and otherworldly. Nurturing. Yeah, nurturing is good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. At a 0. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, it's I remember when I was an acolyte, you know, sometimes feeling not feeling the connection I wanted to with the world or with my god.
Well, it's impossible, isn't it?
Because of Rook's situation.
I suppose, but you don't want to hear my troubles. It's festival night.
I'm gonna make the gesture of like receiving, which is like,
oh,
lay it on me.
yeah.
Nice. Let's have this be an assess, I think.
Yeah.
What's your approach?
Well, I think nurturing.
That sounds right.
Yeah, delirious, imperious. Yeah. Well, it could be insight. Let's say nurturing.
Okay, cool. That's just gonna be 2 dice straight up then.
Yeah.
Seven
Oh,
is a
no.
miss. Perfect.
Mark that experience.
Yep. XP.
So you can still ask one of these questions, but asking it leaves you vulnerable. What is the best way in and out of here? What's the biggest threat? What does this person intend? What others missing here? What hidden forces are at work here? And what here can I use to blank?
There are others missing here. I think oh god. I'm debating what here can I use to contact Rook. Or yeah, what here can I use to get in deeper with the cult?
Perfect. When you make the gesture of receiving, you marked like speed, right?
Yes.
You make that, and he, like his like whatever sullen facade just kind of breaks, and he just starts bawling, and just like leans up against you, his forehead to your chest, and just like takes his like grabs your cloak or robe and looks up in your eyes and says, what do you do when one of yours dies?
Sorry, when one of yours?
Yeah, when one of Zuz's dies.
Well, also, yes, I also have the vision that the snake around my shoulders has like gone around.
Yeah.
Navas. What do I do? I take comfort in the echoes of their song that live on. That's for Zuz.
I suppose
Yeah.
that's all I have left then. My he kind of like straightens up and wipes his face off. My father was he was not of the faith, or was not one of the faithful, I suppose. He worked on a fishing boat, and a short time ago, the boat was attacked, and many lost their lives on it, including my father. And now he will never find rest. I carved his, what do we call them? The little wafers. Did we call them wafers?
Discs, maybe?
Discs, yeah. I carved his funeral disc myself, and gave it to the elders. And I don't know why they felt the need to be so honest. His disc was destroyed instead of sent to rest. So now he drifts between the worlds.
That is a hard truth, but sometimes the hard truths are the best for sharpening your blade or faith or wits. Just like going through things that get sharpened. Teeth? No.
It said that your God is privy to the secrets of the world.
Zuz has many powers and spheres, songs, serpents. You know.
Can you help me find out what happened with my father?
With the funeral disc, or with
where he is death? with his death, everything.
Did you say he was attacked by pirates?
That's it. They said the ship was attacked, but
yeah. I will render what service I can as a friend to Rook and all Rook's followers. I remember that time, no pronouns.
Oh,
yeah, and I think yes, maybe Empik says it that way too. Aha! Very proud of myself. And also,
you have I just noticed you have a cool move for this as well. If you want to use that,
Summon the Dead.
I did not see that when I started off on this path.
No.
I'm glad it's there.
Yeah. Yes. I will help you. I think I can do this now. The flood, of course, is a time of liminality, of changing space, and so the boundaries between worlds. I'm getting like, this is the kind of conversation that I should have with Solon.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, of course, you're interested in this too, right? Like the balance of forces, and of course, so perhaps we can reach out to your father.
So what does talking with the dead in the Temple of Rook look like?
Yes. Well, let's see. First, I want to assure Nava that Rook, as the god of boundaries and gates, there are many paths to Rook, and that I'm sure your father will find one, with or without us. But I need you to let's just do the traditional, like just hold hands around, not a fire, but maybe like a spiral shape of something. So yeah, I just like grab some stones and like put it in a spiral shape between us.
Nice.
Yeah. Hold
Cool.
hands and just focus on the spiral. Try not to fall in too deep.
Cool. So you are going to mark a mood to do this thing.
I think obsessed is
Nice.
I need to know more about Rook.
And what's your approach here?
Well, I think why don't we drink a lot of wine and be delirious?
Nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like amphora on us, drink on like our clothes, everything. Yeah. Delirious.
Nice. Cool. So that's gonna be 2 dice plus 1.
Talk to dead dad. Oh boy.
Hmm.
6.
Oh no.
That is a 6. On a miss, a dangerous shade appears and escapes your control, running free and causing
Ooh.
havoc.
Just what we need at the Flood Festival.
Yeah, everyone's getting
More
some.
havoc.
Great. I think what happens. So what does it usually look like when you do this?
I think usually it is the sense of someone standing behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't see them, but we just hear them. God of songs and whatnot. More into sounds. Yeah, so we don't see the people. They're just like shades out of the corners of our eyes. We all have sort of the same feeling that they're right behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk to us and we talk to them.
Yeah, so the acolytes, he's had his eyes closed for a while and he's kind of like trying to get into the vibe, and he opens his eyes and immediately they just go wide. And he's looking over your shoulder, and you feel an icy cold hand like quickly slide up the back of your head and grab your hair and pull back. So on.
Sexy.
Hey. Oh,
um,
no.
so we're talking with our new friends here. And
Yeah.
what's a nice place that you would have, or that they might have taken you to, like, have a private chat?
This was the temple of
This was the temple of Zuz, but
Zeus?
they are they have introduced themselves as
Oh.
Nestra and Tiresias. They are priests of Anur.
Okay. So I think then that's gonna have to be like, yeah, I think it's gonna be like a little pocket garden sort of thing, little
Mhm.
tiny park, um, with fruit trees at the corners.
Nice.
Um,
Um, what do they offer you when they talk to you?
um, I think there's probably some like standard like offer of like blessings of the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's bread and wine,
Nice.
and it's like very simple. Like I think there are probably jokes about Anur ceremonial bread being not
Like,
very good.
right, like communion wafers or
Yeah, exactly. So,
cool. And this is
but
inside. this is like a garden that has like pillars and like a marble covering on it, and on the inside is painted black, and all the stars are painted on it as well.
Okay, okay.
But it's like outside the festival is going on. It's it's gotten a little bit later, and it died down a little bit. It's still the height of the festival. But yeah, and so they kind of sit you down, and they it's what's her Nestra kind of leads the conversation, and she says, first off, big fan. Like we witnessed you. We witnessed you.
And I think Solon is just eating this up. Like normally he would probably be sneering at a priestly festival. I think I could imagine Ampix and Solon maybe had conversations about honor before.
Yeah.
But now that they're respecting what he did, he's just carefully trying to do the ceremonial bread correctly. And
yeah, and not even just respecting. They're like, we saw the your holy companion attempting to drive off your attackers, but the way that you called upon, I don't even know what you call upon, but you brought him to life, and instead of the god imbuing him with power, you presented others with the appearance of his god. And this is I've never seen anything
kind of
like
sipping
it.
the wine and saying,
Yeah.
very well observed, thank you.
Like that priest guy, he didn't do shit. It's all about
Oh,
you.
no.
You did all that stuff.
Oh, wait,
And
this.
and they ask you, what do you, before we ask you for a favor, what do you know of Anur?
And I think like 5 jokes come to mind, and he just kind of takes a breath, nibbles the bread for a little bit.
Forgets the bread is bad.
Just this terrible bread.
Keep chewing.
I know that Anur is, he looks around, he's like, the stars, right? Helps with that, and harvest. He's like looking at the bread in his hand. Yeah, good things that.
Yeah, I think they explained that in here on the island, it's less of a harvest of wheat and whatnot, even though they have it's more they like fishermen pray to them and all that, and they also as they travel, they use the stars to guide them. So they're kind of like unofficial priests and fishermen and stuff, in this location at least. And after kind of making small god talk, Nestra like puts her like cup of wine down, and just like fixes you and says, there are others like you.
Oh, of course, yes. The world, sorcerers are a very distinguished lot. Each one of us finding our own way to the ancient truths that date to the beginning of the world.
Are there many?
Oh no, it takes great diligence and difficulty, not to mention godlike talent, to really achieve anything in the world of sorcery. Yeah, no, very few of us, I should say.
Yeah, they exchange looks again.
I probably know most of the sorcerers that are worth knowing in this in this part of the world.
We don't claim to understand your ways. Do sorcerers ever war with each other? Do you ever fight? Do you have rivalries or duels?
Yeah, and out of character, I feel like generally there are few enough sorcerers that they can all kind of keep to their spheres of influence. But I think, but he'll relate a story of like the last sorcerer's duel was 100 years ago, and let's see.
Were you alive then? I'm sorry if that's too personal.
Was I alive? I don't think so. I think this is something that he's heard about. But I don't think he even hears the question quite because he's trying to remember the details of this. And yeah, I think the yeah, it was a duel between, oh, I need to come up with sorcerers' names if that's all right. Let's see, what are some, where's the list of sorcerer names?
Oh yeah, under the drop down up here. So what letter is that? AM7, row 7, or row 8.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Right. There was the duel between Hermes and Circe. And the reasons of it, we all have our suspicions. They're shrouded in mystery now, but they picked a deserted atoll in the sea to carry out their battle so that no one else would be hurt. But you could see the fires from here in Urabad, from even far distant Nimur, from all the cities of the island chain here, and it was so terrible, and they intended to keep the battle to themselves, but these things never work out that way. So many innocents harmed, so much of the world torn from it at its roots that, well, sorcerers have tried to stay out of each other's way ever since.
So if one were to battle a sorcerer, it would be devastating.
That depends on how good the sorcerer is, I suppose. I mean, Hermes and Circe were really legends of the Golden Age.
But your skill would be up to the task.
I don't think anybody would want to battle me. No, that would be a death sentence, I should
Yeah,
say.
but they kind of like, all right.
Oh no.
And yeah, so they, I think, Nestra kind of like gives Tiresias the nod to ask the big question.
Oh no.
And I don't mean to insult you. Are you for hire?
I think he thinks for a second and said, I don't work alone.
Of course. You must have servants and followers
Yes,
of your own.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I'm sure we can work out terms.
Of course, the temple is more than willing to give you anything you need. In fact, we speak not only for ourselves, but for and they Nestor kind of like plucks at her robe a little bit, like for the city.
And I think this is the moment where Solon is like, this is the moment where Solon realized he fucked up. Where it's like, this is a lot worse than he thought it was going to be.
We're at the top of the hour. You want to take
I
another
have an
little break?
idea of what Hay might want to do.
Yeah.
If we put another Hay in the ocean credit scene, but
do we want to do a break first?
oh, yeah, we could do a break.
Cool. Let's do 5 then. Timer. All right.
Bunny just
Hey,
waiting
antics.
for me. So cute.
All right. Cool. Hey, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, you and I were talking about it over the break. I don't know that. I think I do want to do an assess in some way to look for this pirate. I'm still kind of after Beauregard or whatever his name is.
I think the guard that you were kind of pulling on, like I think they stuck with you a little bit because
Well, I
they
can hunt him.
they were scared off by Urtu, and I think they're kind of clinging to you because they're like you seem like a safe person to be with.
Is he hurt?
The guard?
Yeah.
No, he's just. I mean, all he needs to change his pants, but
Oh,
otherwise,
I
he's
was
fine.
gonna lick his wounds.
Oh, nice.
Make it weird.
Yeah, and he's like, does he? He just murdered that guy. Does he? He didn't seem to care at all. Is he? Is he gonna kill everyone here?
He usually doesn't.
I didn't sign. I did sign up for it. I just I just run the I make fishing nets. I don't I just
You make
repair
what?
fishing nets. I just repair fishing nets. I don't even make them.
Show me.
Well, the shop is underwater right now.
You shouldn't do that.
What, make fix fishing nets?
I mean, I guess are they dolphin safe?
Dolphins are much too smart, I think, for our
Yes.
fishermen.
Okay. Never
And they're not. I don't imagine that they're good to eat at all. I wouldn't want to. Fish are much more easy to catch, and that's
mind.
dolphins eat fish, don't they? Wait, why do you care so much about dolphins?
Have you ever repaired nets for the name of the pirate?
Borican?
Borkan.
Yeah. For what's the name of the ship? The ship is the Primal.
Have you ever repaired nets or sails for the Primal?
I think this is a good assess move.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Cool. What's your approach?
My approach. Well, I'm bewildered and furious, so I'm sure it's going to be very reasonable. I think I'm kind of vicious.
Nice.
My friend just showed that he could kill him, and I was just in danger. I'm bewildered and furious. So
Tell me all about your fucking nets. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's a +1, so it's 2 dice
Like-
+1.
tell me who you sold nets to. Sorry, so it's 2 + 1.
2 +1.
I
9. That is a measured success.
solid 9s.
Right in the middle there. We're hitting all the measured today.
Yeah, right.
Cool. So you can ask 2 of these questions here on the moves tab under assess. What's the best way out of here? Who or what is the biggest threat? What does this person intend? What are others missing here? What hidden forces are work here? Or what here can I use to blank?
Sorry, ampersand was being cute. On moves. On a. I get to do 2.
Yeah.
I think I want to know what here can I use to find Borican? And what hidden forces are at work here?
Oh, nice.
Just a little detective work.
Hey.
Noir part of the show.
Yeah, I think. No, go ahead.
No, nothing important. I like these mini Coke cans. I feel like like giant, like Andre the Giant. Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. What can you use here to track down Borokan?
Yeah.
I think. Oh yeah. So they probably don't repair their nets in port. They probably do that themselves because they are pirates. But probably what you can use is he's probably in with the local fishing community, and you could probably talk to them to find out which one attacked a fishing boat recently.
Sorry, the local what? I was being used as a springboard by
You can probably get him to introduce you to some fishermen who can tell you all about the ship that attacked them.
Okay, yeah, I'd like that. Bunny, stop.
And since you used that move, I believe if this is like the other ones, normally, usually, and well, in other games, this move will often give you +1 forward as you act on that. I think I'm going to give you +1 for that one anyway. That guy. Cool. So yeah, he can introduce you to the local fishing community and get you hooked up there. What hidden forces are at work here? Ooh. That's a great question.
That's just for Ampix. No gods.
Oh. Let me see if you are down with them. Yeah, I think. Yeah, what do they do? I think the spirits are the ones.
I knew it. Told you.
Yeah, the hidden forces at work here are the spirits. And that probably means that they are influencing events related to the stuff that you're asking about. So bring those in.
How do I find that out by doing this?
Um,
or do I see, or maybe the spirits tell me that, or they show me that?
I don't know that
like Miyazaki style pointing at something.
That Hay necessarily knows that. I think that's a question for the GM from you.
Okay.
So if you want to incorporate that into your conversation with our bud here, you totally can. Otherwise, you as a player know that like spirits are at work here.
Okay, but Hay doesn't because Ampix just no.
Yeah, Hay might, but and spirits are not the same as gods.
Yeah, but spirits are what Hay sees, the little octopus guys.
Yeah.
Ampix just told him we're gods and not spirits.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, and maybe you see like maybe you're hanging out like by the edge of the water. I think the water is probably
I still see them, yeah.
The top of the first row of buildings, and that's kind of like where it sits until the morning. And like maybe you're sitting there kind of like dangling your feet in the water with him, and maybe you see the little octopus spirits kind of floating by, and that kicks off at like, hey, maybe Ampix is full of shit.
Still seeing them. Guess I gotta go to church.
And his name is Samal, Samal, the net guy.
The net guy.
Cool. Ertu, what were you doing after that little episode there?
Damn fine question. I think I would imagine I would try to like find the rest of my pals to kind of like, try to let them know what went down if they weren't there, and like, you know, find a place maybe to lay low to enjoy the festival.
Well, maybe Rook is the place, Temple of Rook, since you're guy who kills guys. Let's have you walk in on Ampix. Your head was just wrenched back by an icy hand, and that kid is just like, oh no. What do you do?
What do I should have been thinking about that. I was just
There's
waiting
not
to
a lot of
hear.
time to think. It's fine.
I was gonna say I was just waiting to hear what gets done to me. Question about XP. We level up at the end, right? Not now.
Let me double check that.
Yeah, I thought that was end of game
I
stuff.
think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's never gone this badly before.
Yeah, no, it definitely has not.
And I kind of want to freak out a little bit. And so when I'm like wrenched back, I kind of feel like I'm continually falling. Like someone has just wrenched me back and I just feel like I'm falling. And do I see the person or spirit?
Yeah. I think he like wrenched you back to like look at you in the face, and it is it is a what was the phrase they uses? A dangerous shade. It is a spirit who is clearly not at rest. What do the spirits of the dead usually look like to you?
I think they look like just slightly veiled versions of themselves.
Yeah.
So you can make out a face, but it's a little softer, right?
Yeah.
A little more.
And this guy is veiled is a kind way of putting it, I guess. What are your moods right now? Yeah. He is translucent, like the shades that you usually see, like sort of like the shade version of a person. He it looks like part of his face has been eaten away a little bit. And his eyes are wild, and in fact when you like after a moment of noticing, it seems that his he doesn't have any eyelids and his eyes are just there. And his he's got a scraggle beard on half his face, gnarly teeth, and his hair is just he's got kind of longish hair, and it's just kind of like floating around his head as if he's underwater. And he just like he puts his face in your face, and it sounds like someone talking underwater, that sort of like muffled thing, and he just screams in your face, why? And it just smells like salted dead fish. And Ertu, you walk in and you see this happening, and you see the guy. He's transparent, translucent, wearing fisherman's garb, but also like as a sword, you can tell that he has been badly wounded in several places.
And what's he currently doing?
He has Ampix's head. He's got his hands in his hair. He's pulled back and he's screaming in his face.
I don't see what else I could do other than draw my sword and be like, Ampix, do you need help?
Yes, I think I'm going to, hearing Ertu's voice, I turn my head and see, since I have so many curses, I see Ertu with Zoza's face.
Oh no!
And also the sword has like wavering lines of serpentine tower
Make
around
sword.
it.
Nice.
And I'll say, I mean, yes. Things got out of control.
I love that this implies earlier situations where Urtu jumped in to help Amphix and it was not wanted.
What does Zertu do?
In this game, our moves can be, they're not just once a day or anything, right?
No. They're narrative triggers. So when you do a thing in the story,
Right.
if it triggers a move, that happens.
Well, being that we're not in combat, can I end this conversation? Is that an option here?
It says you can summarily kill any one mortal NPC.
Oh,
good
and
point.
This is not.
this is definitely not a
dude.
mortal. You can swing your sword through him if you want to and see what happens.
So I mean, I can definitely like, I can tell. It's very obvious that he's not just like a person, right?
Right. Yeah. He's transparent.
Yeah.
And like his hair and clothes are kind of floating around as if they're underwater.
Okay, hold on. I've got an idea. Let me just research here exactly what it. And we're in the Temple of Zuz. Is that where we are?
In the Temple of Rook.
Rook.
Of Rook. Hold on. Rook. Yeah, who is his broad domain is death, right? Yeah, Perfect. This is how can it be any more perfect? For me, is Rook a force?
Rook is part of the Pantheon. Yeah, so Rook is a force.
Can I beseech a force basically to allow my sword to strike this unnatural thing down?
Yeah, death and the spirits are at odds. So maybe you could beseech death.
Yes. Since I suspect I wouldn't be able to just cause death under my normal sword swinging circumstances.
Yeah, probably not.
I will beseech the forces of death in this, especially when in the Temple of Rook.
Yeah. Looks like you have nothing with death so far. Weirdly enough. So it's
favor.
just two dice straight up. No favor with death yet.
Maybe this will change. And Rook is the one who hates pronouns, right?
Yes.
So I will be sure to say, Rook, guide my sword. And I will roll an 11.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, that is a monstrous success. You have exceeded mortal bounds. So
Now,
on a monstrous success,
hold.
the force recognizes itself in you.
Because I do.
It submits to your command.
I do also have a heart with Ampix. If we want to go that route, we don't have to. Just offering up options here.
Does Ampix want to bring it down to a normal success,
or let it be monstrous?
If you let it be monstrous, you get a +1 next time you beseech death.
I don't care either way. I'm just offering up fun story options. However you would like to participate.
Ampix doesn't have any hearts with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I have a heart with him.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's not symmetric.
So that's different. I forgot.
Okay, so monstrous
That means
success it is then.
For future reference, that means I could help him out in a situation, right? Like, so if he made a roll, I could give my heart to alter his roll.
Yeah, so when you have a heart with someone, that means that they have like exposed themselves to you in some way. So that's why you have 2 hearts with the city guard, because they're like, you terrify them, so you have some influence over them.
Cool.
Great. So on a monstrous success, the force recognizes itself in you clearly. It submits to your command, and you increase your favor with death +1.
Yeah,
so +1 with death now. And that's great up to a certain point.
It's suddenly not great anymore.
It's suddenly not great anymore. Cool. So it submits to your command. So you want to be able to strike this spirit down.
Correct. Was my
And-
goal in this exchange.
Yeah, I think what that looks like is Rook recognizes Rook within you.
Yeah. I
And
got a lot of Rook in me. Surprised I had no favor as of yet.
sure do. And you feel it's different than your normal, like, hey, I'm killing some people. Like, this is like you feel dead, kind of. You feel like this, but it's not a passive, like, oh, I'm dead to the world. It's like this active force of I have become death, kind of. Exactly. And
that sort of fits with the darkness that's following me around all the time.
and as you do that,
no.
you see him, you see the fisherman become solid. Would you like to strike him?
I feel like yes, because that was my goal. Going into this, Ampix asked for my help. This person seems to be threatening Ampix. Need to take this thing out.
Do you say anything or just move in to strike?
I don't feel like I would say anything. I was thinking about
So,
it.
so I guess the question is, are you clashing with him, that is doing battle with him, or are you attacking him from behind and just cutting him down?
Since I did shout, Rook guide my sword. I mean, I think that feels more clashy, doesn't it? Because it's not really
Okay.
like stealthy. I mean, it's definitely obvious what I'm intending to do.
Right.
I've asked him, do you need help? And then told Rook to guide me. And so, yeah, I guess clashy.
Nice. Cool. So when you yell that, he kind of throws Ampix. I don't know how, it's like he doesn't like toss me against the wall, but he just like, if you're grabbing someone's head and you throw it, that's what happens. So you probably just like get jerked maybe to the ground. And he turns around and looks at you very confused. And you see that he has a knife in his chest, and he just pulls it out and clash. What is your approach here?
I feel this is pretty daring, because I'm like invoking gods and attacking spirit things. So I definitely feel there's a bit of like, because this feels daring. So it's not just my normal, like, just a dude who I can kill very easily. It's like, I'm not sure what the fuck's gonna happen here. Let's find out.
Would you say that this is dangerous and showing a cavalier disregard for your own safety?
I would say so, because I'm
all right,
helping Ampix.
So you're gonna roll 2 dice plus 3.
Oh shit!
Ooh, oh no! Oh no!
Okay.
This is going to be a great success. Oh no!
That's an 11.
Well, I haven't rolled. That was my last one.
Oh, that was your last one. Okay.
Yeah, that's here comes this one here. 2d6 plus 3, we said, right?
2d6 plus 3.
How about a 13, motherfucker?
Okay. On a monstrous success, your attack exceeds mortal bounds. It certainly does.
Yeah, makes
so
sense.
Pick 2 from the list. Take -1 mood. You can pick grievous harm. Take something from the enemy, create an opening, or force the enemy where you want them. Pick 2 of those, and I'll describe the overwhelming effects.
Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 2 of those. Let's just go with good old, I take no moods and he takes an extra mood.
Cool. Grievous harm it is. Great. So here's what happens. Well, tell me what your attack looks like with your sword.
I've had it raised to the heavens as I invoked Rook, and then it's just a monstrous straight down cleave, just going for the the halvesies.
What what's like the color that you see kind of like gleaming underneath your Atlantean sword when you like polish it and stuff?
I've always felt like it was kind of prismatic. The way you kind of, it's the way it catches light. It's different colors because it's sort of, it's not like almost like you can't tell if it's crystalline or metal in nature.
Right. It's kind of like a Damascus steel only like a million times.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect.
Very geometric. I felt like almost like if you were to be looking at the sword tip, like diamond shaped. And,
right.
and same with the hilt is the same shape. I mean the cross guard and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So you bring the sword straight down, like splitting him skull to balls, and when you bring the sword down, there's this it almost looks like an oil slick kind of spreading in the air around you, like if there's an oil slick on the ground and you like drag your finger through it.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that, only like in a more, like you said, like more of like a crystalline growing instead of a liquid spreading. And you just pull the sword down, and he not only falls apart, like he doesn't even get a chance to move. Like you were a ways back and you're just kind of like super sped up.
Oh, no.
And when you bring it down, your sword strikes the ground, and that oil slick just spreads out across the ground. And he doesn't split neatly as the doofus from Namor did. It's kind of one of like the God, I'm trying to remember it must have been an anime like Netrunner or something, where like someone splits and then like instead of falling apart they just kind of like explode into gore. Only instead of like human gore, it's like fish guts and like rotten seaweed and just like black bile. And he lays on the ground in two pieces. So Ampix,
Oh, no.
you see, or to become transparent, you don't see him cross the room, but you do see him split the air and the ghost with the sword. You do see the crystalline iridescence kind of spreading out, and you do see a host coming through the opening in the air. Our acolyte friend just saw you explode his dad. So he's gone mentally and emotionally. And yeah, after you're like I like cut this guy in half and did a super cool pose, that's when you look up and see like it's as if you cut a sail, and the air just opens, and to you it just it looks like normal people, not normal but like same sort of thing, only like in dozens, scores of them just clamoring to get out and running past you. And there's skeletons, there's guys who are half eaten, there's one kind of a top half just crawling around. Some of them have boat hooks, some have like rusty like the wood grabby spike things, and like without any sort of care for their own safety, just rush past you and out the temple door. Ampix, these are ghosts, angry ghosts rushing out into the city.
Well, that's the first.
Solon.
Yeah. Having just a nice meeting.
Yeah, having just a nice little tea party.
It's funny, I don't even remember us getting split up or how. I thought we were all together, and then a guy bumped me, and then somehow we all went our 4 different directions.
Yeah, you had all split up, and the girl was like, "Okay, I'm over here. Like, you're all in different places.
Never split the party.
I
Always
wasn't
split the
aware we
party.
had.
Yeah, because Solon was at one temple and Ampix went to another temple, and y'all were still hanging out where you
Yeah.
met the guy. So Solon, they are offering to pay you, and
Sure.
your
assistants,
your followers. Great. So they tell you the deal. And the deal is that so you said you know other sorcerers, of course.
Yeah.
Have you heard the name Donalith?
Oh God. Yeah, and I think in character,
Or Donatoth, yeah.
Donatoth.
Donut sloth.
He might correct them on it. Oh, you mean Donatoth, and then just kind of laughs
Yep.
quietly to himself. And I think he's just kind of like, God, he's just such a dick. He's like, yes, I know of his work. He tries very. I think this is like a really tamped down, polite version of what you would usually say about Don. You can see Solon trying to come up with something nice to say. A few of his little tricks are kind of impressive.
Tricks.
But if you really want someone to fight this great unspeakable evil that's besetting you, you probably don't want to hire Donna off the bat. I mean, not to toot my own horns so too terribly much, but I mean, you need someone who's up to the task of whatever is clearly upsetting you, and this isn't a children's birthday party.
I'm not sure I understand. You think there's someone else behind this?
Is Donatop the one causing you problems?
Yes, he's defiled our sacred places.
Oh,
he's forced the city's elders to kneel to him, and I don't know if he's destroyed our what would you call the Minotaur guy, the Avatar, or
oh yeah,
he's destroyed our well, there's a word, it's right there, where is it? The important guy to us.
Yeah,
we don't know if he's destroyed Urbad himself. He appeared to us, and it was quite fearsome. But if you say that he's conjurer of cheap tricks, then it shouldn't be a problem for you.
I mean, speaking as a experienced sorcerer, you're not paying for the task, you're paying for the training in a way that that this is a lifetime of experience that makes these things possible, however easy they may seem in the moment.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, so so we're basically saved then.
I should think so.
Fantastic.
Let's work out all of the binding contracts.
Yes, of course. And they're like basically like the Thermians from Galaxy Quest. They're just like, oh, you're saving us. You're saving us from this thing.
Sorry,
great.
There's got to be some lesson for contractors in this.
And I think like the last shot is like the crane shot pulling back as you're signing stuff, and kind of like from the other side of the city, just like
Lightning.
these ghost charges pouring out of the Temple of Rook.
Oh
no. And like come back to like, hey, and the guy going like,
we just still have our feet in the water, right?
Hey,
We see the ghosts go by.
What's going on over there?
Oh,
Great. I think that's a good place to end.
Is that right?
Wow.
Solved.
Wow.
Everything solved.
You cut ghosts. You cut a door into Ghost World.
Yep. You were the EPA guy from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's a big Twinkie. Yeah,
just shut down the grid.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Fortunately, we have an amazing sorcerer on our hands who can take care of this, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And only traumatized the acolyte completely in every way.
Are we the baddies?
I think we're the bad guys. Yep.
Let's see what happens. What happens at the end of a session here?
Lord.
At the end of a session, Mhm. When you fill your XP track, clear your track and take an advance. Let's see, is there any
I'll definitely be doing that this round.
Oh yeah, you got some
session?
experience.
I probably did. We'll see.
Yes, I cleared my track and got a new one.
Yeah,
Well,
same with
actually-
me.
Actually, that's a good question. I had one unchecked, and then I
Mhm.
had 2 failures.
Yeah.
Do I take
Yeah,
both
they
XP? Okay.
Yeah, they carry over. You don't lose XP for filling your track. I think it sounds like you take the advance as soon as you fill your track. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. So let's just do that as we go. Cool. So as we're talking about XP, let's just go along here. Sward or two. Did you decide who lived and died? Yeah.
Oh, I most definitely did several
you got
times.
one for that.
Instantly.
Did the consequences of your actions catch up to you?
I'd say
I
so.
think so. And did you defend your friends against the world forces? Yeah, you
I
totally
think a couple
did.
of times as well. So yeah,
Yeah, so
trick.
that's
level
pretty
up and have one left over.
awesome. Go ahead and take an advance if you would like.
Which is just +1 to approach or a new playbook move, right?
Yes. Let me
Those are
double.
the two.
I think that's all it is.
I mean, that's what it says right there.
That's what we were doing.
Oh yeah, right there. Yep. Okay. Yeah. +1 to an approach or a new playbook move.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And you can
I
take
didn't
the
really
yellow.
figure.
You can take the yellow moves as the advanced moves.
Okay, yeah, I was about to ask about that. The yellow ones.
Not the purple ones.
Yeah.
Those are just the yellows are just things you can't take when you first start out, and
Exactly.
it's not really in keeping with your character, but like I love that you have a move possibility that's a loyal mount.
Yeah. And I kind of I feel like, again, just because of the character and the way it's been played, I kind of feel like it would be wrong to not take special weapon. Which is, I have a weapon that is known to other warriors and it cannot be affected by gods or sorcery.
Nice.
Yeah, that weapon is special.
Yeah, it sure is.
Sporty.
All right.
That'll be my advance.
So Solon, did chaos change you?
I don't think it did.
I don't think it did. Yeah.
Unchained by chaos yet again.
I think you did help others to see how old and strange the world is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh God.
But not yourself.
Did you spite the laws of gods and mortals?
I don't feel like I did. I think I was unusually respectful of gods, if
Yeah.
not mortals. Maybe
Yeah.
I spited mortal law a little bit with setting the city on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now
Maybe.
that I said that sentence out loud,
it's up to you.
I feel like you do, but maybe you don't realize you do.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to think of it. Yeah, I think just because it was such an egregious thing, I'll take the XP for setting Urubat on fire briefly.
Did you get an advance?
I did not get an advance from that
cool.
though.
Ampics. Did you demonstrate the power of your god this time?
I don't know.
I think you did by bringing the guy's dead dad back, right?
Yeah. Okay. But just badly.
Yeah, badly. Did your divine powers distance you from your friends?
I don't know if my divine powers did, but I definitely felt
that was just
some distance with Hay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you traumatized them. Yeah.
Just your awful way.
Did you gain greater understanding of the ways of the pantheon gods?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you took an advance? Or you have an advance?
Yes, I have an advance. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I have a move called Deliverance. When you look for a way out of a hopeless situation, which I feel like might be useful with our group.
Yeah.
Constantly are needing that.
On the other hand, I also like Smite. We've got people who can Smite. Yeah.
But if you're not around, or two.
And never hurts to have another spell.
Never too much smiting.
Your own smiting.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take Smite.
Yeah. What does that do?
You could say I taught you to smite. Maybe I trained
you.
Oh,
When you want to destroy a single target, roll plus your chosen approach. On a measured success, your god is already angry. Mark 2 moods. On a measured success, on a miss, mark 3 moods as you spill your own blood to enact the destruction. Either way, your god's anger manifests from within you in a way dictated by their domains, and the target marks 3 moods. If they are not taken out, they react immediately. Anyone nearby marks a mood, and the location you're in is and the location you're in is blasted or transformed.
We are gonna have to find a new city soon.
That very much feels appropriate based on what just happened with me slicing open the reality to another dimension.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like that sort of opened something up in Ampix. He's like, I want to slice things angrily.
Great, that's cool. And hey, did you help others see the heartbreaking beauty of the wilds?
No.
Did the ways of wild animals seem unkind to you?
No.
Did you struggle with the need for human companionship?
Yes.
Point.
I already gave myself a point.
Did you take an advance?
No. I got an
Oh,
advance.
you took one last time. Okay,
Last
cool.
time I had an advance.
And you didn't fail too many rolls. All right. Over on the party tab, I'm definitely going to take Law down by 1.
Oh no.
Why?
And Wild
How
up
dare you,
by
sir.
1.
I don't know why you would do that.
And I'm going to increase Blood by 1.
Oh no.
Because you did some murder.
Only a
Somebody
couple.
did a lot of the murders.
I only did like 2 murders.
100%
And
of them.
We get weirder.
Yeah, I'm going to take Piety down 1 and Weird up 1.
Oh my god.
Just because I cut open a dimension to another ghost world.
Yeah, kind of flaunting the gods there a little bit. And also like dealing with the going to the primordial chaos and doing some speed
I
up
did
stuff
make
there.
the flood worse.
Yes,
Yeah.
setting the city on fire.
We Dr. Seuss the fire problem. I know what will solve this fire. More flood.
If you hadn't done that, I
cool.
was gonna beseech the forces to try to summon the Leviathan to come and
Ooh.
swallow
Oh
it
my
or spit on it.
Wow,
I forgot there was a Leviathan.
put
Oh
a
my
pin in
gosh.
that one. Oh my god.
I was
need
like,
to
oh,
read more about
they
the
took
world
care of
first.
it. I don't need to try to beseech the Leviathan to come swallow the fire or spit on it. One of the two.
Ooh, boy. Cool. That is
Next
that
time.
then. Let's do stars and wishes and we'll go backwards. Let's start with Nick.
Yeah, super fun. I'm still getting the hang of the moves, but I do love that it is like narrative based. I just feel like things like the Leviathan, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Leviathan. That's not a bad thing. It's just that the world is so rich. So that's probably more of a star. Star for everybody just going for it. And yeah, star for Ampix not needing to like be friendly to Hay in that moment. I like thought that was super helpful, like super poignant. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was really good. I don't really have any. Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Cool.
Check.
Ben, thank you.
Star for the GM for juggling all of our party splitting. Giving everyone I think a good amount of spotlight. And yeah, star for everyone for like going for their things. It was cool to see her to use the end the conversation move. And cool to see Solon just blithely walk in with an air of unearned confidence. For real. And Hay, dealing with that need for human contact. I'm very curious to see how or if we fix everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
No other wishes?
Wishes. No.
Awesome. Thank you. Peter.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll follow up with on Ben's, like a general star for the GM or for the whole game for just getting the party splitting. I feel like that was a great way to shake things up, kind of shape of show wise. And star specifically for Mark for finding really nice outs for each of the scenes. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna want to come back to this and see what happens next. A wish I've got is I still feel like I felt better today about how I was finding this character. I feel like my wish in the future is going to be to find ways to square that with how the sorcerer is written and make sure I'm kind of combining this imperious academic type with someone intent on unleashing the fundamental chaos of
Yeah.
of reality on the world. And a wish also is that I've got 3 curses and a mood now, and my wish is to try and feed those into my gameplay more. So anybody who ever wants to remind me that I have a curse or I have a mood, and that should maybe influence how I'm acting, that'll be appreciated. I'm sure I've got other stars here. But yeah, stars for like all of us are just none of us were timid today. Not that we ever are, but that was a delight throughout. So stars to everyone. Star to the bunny for being delightful as well.
Yes, such a good bunch.
Fun.
Cool. Thank you. And Heath.
It's the same everybody said. I mean, it's just fun. I didn't yeah, just, you know, gymming for like always trying to keep everything in your head, because I know we are, all of us tend to just rely on you and don't like come having the rules memorized and know, oh, what can we do that. It's more like, what happens? What do we do now? Well, I get to do a thing. All right, cool. You know, so it's like helps to have someone to shepherd us in our wild flailings. But yeah, just everybody leaning in the characters and the game itself for just encouraging that. And like, it's interesting to me because it feels like there's no stakes, but in a good way. Not usually it's a bad way when you go, oh, there's no stakes, you know, so what does it matter? I feel like this is the opposite, where there's kind of no stakes, but in a good way, and that no matter what happens, it's going to be interesting and fun.
Yeah.
So like if you fail a roll, that's fine. You get an XP, something fun will happen. If you get a measured success, oh, that's cool in its own. Like each of the 3 tiers is cool in its own way.
Yeah.
And so no matter what, it's like still fun to have those mechanics of I failed, or oh god, it's a monstrous success. What the fuck's gonna happen? But it's not like other games where you're kind of scared of it. And you're like, oh crap, am I fucked? You know, am I gonna die? Am I gonna, you know? It's all fun, and I think that encourages leaning into your character because you're not scared of anything per se. You know, and so especially interesting to me playing the type of character the sword is, which is just so not something I do a lot. And then this one's just so easy and fun. Just back, all right, I kill him.
No consequences.
I mean, there might be, but that'd be fun. And in fact, one of my XP things is I need some consequences. So yeah, just it's all good. I don't think I really have any wishes. Early on, I wished that my brain was working better, but then I feel like it picked up later on where I was like, okay, yeah, I got to do some cool shit.
Nice. Yeah, I went into this one just being like, oh, I don't really know what's gonna happen, so it's probably just gonna be like a chill kind of pastoral like just gonna like see what the city's like during the festival.
This will be a real calm episode.
Yeah, that did not happen from the get-go. Set the city on fire,
immediately set the city on fire,
and then end up by rending a hole in between the spirit world and ghosts flooding the city. So that's cool. And Urtu is a ghost now, so that's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Oh yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah. Monstrous. So yeah, there's so y'all, yeah, like you said, pushed super hard, did all the fun things that your character wanted to do, and just gave me so much to work off of and so much to play off of when we come back next time. Wishes. I think my wish is to change locations at some point.
We probably
so-
will need to if we
Yeah, 'cause-
catch
Yeah.
on this fire.
The way we fuck this city, we'll probably be running from
Flee.
it pretty soon.
Yeah.
We ride cities hard.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it is fun to be like we spent part of our first session just like setting up this major city, and like the first time we go there, we like destroyed it.
Burn it down.
What are this city's major weaknesses? Fire? Okay.
And also remember that you have the library and training ground to use to bump up
Oh,
tiers
Mm.
or with knowledge of success. And
And
those
are those
those-
one use per adventure?
so you can buy up to 3 of them with coin if
Oh,
you
sure.
manage to get any. But they get cleared off between adventures. So use them or lose them.
Cool.
Awesome. I think that's it from me. Anything else?
Also, it's occurred to me another GM plus is letting that in the conversation move be what it is. Because I feel like if that were a move like in a video game or something, you'd be like, you try to use a move like, oh, well, you can't use on that guy though. And like, oh, well, come on, man. Come on.
Well, I like how specific the move is, like mortal. So you can't kill you can't kill a god with it. Or
Yeah.
But also, but it's just like, as long as we're not yet in combat, I can just go, you're dead.
Mhm.
And they're within arm's reach, right? etc.
Mark, aren't you the reason why it says immortal?
No, that was the sorcerer.
Okay, you
I broke
killed
the
a
sorcerer
god as
last
a
time.
sorcerer, right?
I accidentally killed a god last time,
Oops.
and that was the god of I think who was whichever one was the sun god, and the sun went away. So then we had to adventure to the underworld to get the god.
Oh no!
Bring it because no sun, everything gone.
The spaceship with a giant bomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just always find that frustrating in games when like you have some special move or special item, whatever, but then like you constantly find it being nerfed because like, well, we can't just let you do that.
Yeah,
You know?
man, yeah.
Like,
Like that guy, his family's gonna be mad, but
why not shoot?
it's great. We used that. We had a sword last time, and like the big boss was this like scorpion king guy, like a giant scorpion centaur dude, who was like a lot of stuff. And somehow we got close enough to him, and my sorcerer kind of like got him to talk with us before murdering everyone. and I was like, so he's in conversation now, right? And the sword just fucking cut him in half.
Exactly.
And like, and the move is great because it's like, yeah, you just killed the big bad guy with one shot, and now what happens? Oh yeah, every other scorpion dude in the camp is gonna try and murder you, and then you summon a demon to kill a god, and everything happens. Yeah, this game is fucking great. Cool. Anything else?
I do actually. I'm rethinking my move. Oh,
Yeah.
so we can take this off. But I'm curious about the deliverance angle. Like
Deliverance.
the deliverance says, when you look for a way out of a hopeless situation, roll. Regardless of result, your god helps you out supernaturally if necessary.
That's in character.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, on
but
a measure of
like-
success, your
That is
god is
cool, yeah.
already with you. Mark a mood. On a monster success, you command your god. Mark a curse.
Oh shit.
Wow! Just immediate
Yeah.
curse.
But how do you keep that from being like? I mean, I guess in play it has to be narrative, right? But it's just like wandering through, being like. I guess it has to be a hopeless situation
Yeah,
too.
so you have to look for a way out. It has to be a hopeless situation, and there has to be some way for your god to intervene.
Yeah.
Next time Urtu's not around.
Yeah. And you, I mean, whenever you use it, you're gonna mark 1 or 3 moods or a curse. So like you can use it as much as you want, as far as I'm concerned. Great.
Yeah.
And yeah. This is the thing with
The vessel.
PBTA type
Oh.
games in general. It really clicked. It was, and this was a while ago. We were playing Dungeon World. I was running Dungeon World, and I think Paul Normandin was our bard. And in that game, the bard has like a healing song. It's like, oh, you can heal like 1d6 hit points when you sing a song or whatever. And so, he does it, and like, wait, can I do this as much as I want? Yeah, you can do that as much as you want. Okay, cool. Roll again. A miss. Oh, yeah, you can do that. You can do that as often as you want. You're gonna wind up healing people because that's your job, but also we're gonna get a bunch of misses, and that's gonna be fun. So yeah, kind of built into the structure of the game. Yeah, it's fun. Cool. Anything else? So did you want to take the deliverance instead of the other one?
Instead of smite.
I probably want to just sleep on it.
Okay, yeah, good. You
No,
don't have to decide till next time.
Yeah, it's funny. Just like I was gonna say, like the vessel's moves, like except for like one or two. It's funny, like compared to like the sword, where it's like you do this cool move and like do this cool move, in combat or something. Like the vessel is like, oh, you just change reality. Like everything costs like a lot of moods, but yeah, you could just change reality in this way and hope it works out. Yeah.
Cool. If there is nothing else, we'll say goodbye to the internet. Goodbye to the internet. And we'll see you next time.